what's happening? It's your boy Big Herb here for another episode of Off the Bench. So guys, it's award season time. And the Commanders made their put their stamp on it this year. So a lot of questions, either good things and questionable things that came down to it. So let's start off with the good news. JD5, he got the AP and Pepsi Rookie of the Year this year. So congratulations to my guy. The one thing that I did have a question about is that he wasn't unanimous. There was only one guy who voted for some. I can't remember his name. It eludes me, but yeah, he's been put out there that he voted for Brock Bowers as his number one option. So I'm not gonna lie, if Jayden Daniels did not exist, then yes, Brock Bowers definitely deserved to get that award, but it was JD5, and this is unbiased. You put up numbers like that, and you're able to go to the NFC Championship or AFC Championship at that, and you got both of your wins on the road as a starting rookie quarterback. It doesn't matter who you play for. You could have played for the Cowboys. That's how unbiased I am about this. You should deserve to get Rookie of the Year. Another thing that Jayden got this year was he had the Moment of the Year. It was for the Hail Noah, Hail Mary Land, whatever you want to call it. The Hail Mary pass that was made at the end of the Chicago Bears game. And yeah, it was, I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. That was the moment of the year. The fact that he went in with 4 seconds left and to be able to throw that ball up there and just answered Noah Brown, answered the prayer by catching the ball in the tip of the end zone, off the tip of the end zone. And shout out to the homeboy that didn't play defense until the last very minute for this whole time moment to happen. So yes. One issue that I did have about the ceremony is that Dan Quinn was not voted as the in all honesty, I feel like he was robbed of rookie. I'm sorry, not rookie, coach of the year. And let's just get to it. He took first of all, Brian O'Connell got it. Do I feel like he deserved it? Yes, I do. But at the same time, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of this. Brian O'Connell had a team that was a playoff caliber team last year. I feel like he actually had a decent squad put together. But I also am going to say this because DQ got voted as like the number, I want to say like the number the fifth option to first place ballots for Coach of the Year. Because, I mean, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of this. If your team last year won 4 games, you won 4-13 last year, and you flipped it around to 12-5. And I know that you don't count it during the playoffs, but let's even look at that. You took a guy who, you have a guy who took a team who was bottom dwellers for the last 30 years. Let's keep it a buck. The last time they won over 10 games was in 1991, 33 years ago. So, I mean, I'm trying to figure this out. I mean, the math ain't mathing. It boggles the mind that why a coach who actually, and here's the thing, okay, and you want to go ahead and say that JD was the reason why, okay, yes, JD5, he's a rookie. He's a rookie quarterback. Why isn't this guy looked at as seriously as a contender for, hell, I would even go with like, if you're a top 3. Top 5 is definitely a slap in the face to me after this year that we had. No disrespect to any of the other coaches. Come on. All of those guys were winners the years before. This guy took a team that won 4 games last year and flipped it around to 12 wins, 14 if you want to include the playoffs. I mean, come on, let's keep it a buck. But moving on, let's go ahead and congratulate the NFL decided who their Hall of Fame members were this year. One thing that I actually was like tripping over is the amount of people who actually voted in. So there were only 4 enshrinees this year. And credit to them because they definitely deserve it. But also I'm looking at some of these guys and I'm like, shit, I am getting old. Because I remember 2 of them actually when I was a kid watching them grow into the Hall of Famer that they are. You have Jarrett Allen. He was defensive end for the Chiefs and the Vikings. Eric Allen, who actually was a cornerback for the, I want to say he was a 4-time All-Pro with the the Raiders and the Eagles. Sterling Sharp, brother of Uncle Shay Shay, who actually, if you ask him, he'll tell you that Sterling was better than him. And then you got Antonio Gates, who leads all-time touchdown receptions for the position at tight end. One other thing, as a Commander fan, the fact that Joe Jacoby has never been thought of about being put into the Hall of Fame is a travesty. And the reason why a lot of these guys aren't being put in, I mean, or looking at somebody like him, he was a part of the original Hogs. Why isn't he? Look here, I get it. You went up against the greatest defense, arguably, at this point, because Aaron Donald is a fucking monster. You went up against arguably the greatest defensive player of all time with LT, Lawrence Taylor. I get it. He abused you. He did that to everybody, though. We're talking about the same Hogs team, Hogs offensive lineman, who only gave up 9 sacks as a whole. As a whole. 9 sacks in the 91 season. A 3-time Super Bowl winner. Went to 4. And he's not even thought of. At this point, damn, where's the lineage or the fact that the old timers get in and shit? I mean, where is that at? I mean, damn. But also a list of people who will be getting in, who will be eligible for first year entrance next year. You have Larry Fitzgerald, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, Jason Witten, Frank Gore, Julian Edelman, which surprisingly, because he's never been to an actual Pro Bowl. Marquise and Mike Pouncey, LaShawn McCoy, Thomas Davis, Greg Olsen, Alex Smith, Des Bryant, Steven Gronkowski, Geno Atkins, David DeCosta, Sean Lee, Todd Gurley, and Jarrell Casey. Now, some of those at the end, I don't think that they're going to get in, even as a first time or whatever. They're just eligible. I can see Larry Fitzgerald, Drew Brees definitely is. Both of those two are first ballot. I can see Phillip Rivers getting in, Jason Witten at some point, Frank Gore. The Pouncey brothers, I could see later on down the line. I could see Thomas Davis. Yeah, I could see some of those guys in there. But yeah, it's funny, just Julian Edelman, because he actually was a great receiver. He's never been to a Pro Bowl, ironically. But moving on to the next topic, Myles Garrett was at Radio Row this week, and man, they were glossing over the fact that he made his trade request this week. He was asked a bunch of questions by like, hey, if you had a choice to go to, who would you like to go to? And my man came over there and named us as like the belle of the ball. I would love to go ahead and join a championship caliber team. I mean, hey, Myles, hey, bro, it's if your boys in Cleveland, yeah, we'll give you compensation for Cleveland. So I mean, just holla at us. Hit up AP. Yeah, so Peters will go ahead and talk to you and come on over to DC, man. I mean, it just some of the things that he had to say.
To go to the Commanders. Thought about it. Have you thought about the squads that you want to play for?
They need a pass rusher. I think that's something that they dearly miss down there in the playoffs and some of the big games. And I feel like I can fill that role, but that's a role that multiple teams need. And I feel like not only a pass rusher, but I think I'm the best defensive player in the game, and 100%. I feel like that's invaluable in itself.
Also, another thing to talk about on the next topic, there are talks of the actual tush push possibly getting banned. Mark Maskey put out in a tweet that Fox's Mike Pereira, the former NFL officiating czar, says he thinks the Commanders' repeated offsides infractions on the goal line sequence during the NFC title game could lead to renewal consideration by the NFL and competition committee for banning the Eagles to push to the quarterback sneak. Mike Pereira, I think, said, I think it will be a conversation. I think what happened in the championship game was ugly. I think with the ugliness of that, they'll take a further look at it. I think they will continue being looked at, and it may maybe at somewhere down the line, the road, it may be changed. Me personally, and this is unbiased opinion, I don't like the tush push. Yeah, you could come over there and try to say that it's biased. I'm biased because I don't like the Eagles, but I mean, I'm looking at it from a standpoint of this. Let's just be real. It's already bad enough for offensive linemen already hitting their heads every single play. Every single play they hit their heads. You're making it even more of a risk on health-wise of actual guys. And here's the thing: anybody could pull off the tush push. They just don't do it for whatever reason. I don't know. Not only for health reasons, I don't like it. But also, I'm also looking at it from the standpoint of, if you look at every single time when you get a chance, take a look at it. They are always offsides. When I say they, I'm talking about the offensive lineman. The way that your head is not supposed to be over top of the football when you're doing that sneak. It's a rugby play, but that's not. But the refs never call it. For the love of God, I don't understand. You're not supposed to push maybe I got it twisted with college, but you really ain't supposed to be pushing the quarterback into the end zone like that. But it is what it is. Hopefully we'll see what they're gonna do, if they're gonna keep it. If they're not, it is what it is. Also, shout out to JP Finley, because he put out information during his show with him and B Mitch on 106.7. He said that, I know there was apparently a screaming match in the Commanders' war room where they selected former cornerback Emmanuel Forbes over Christian Gonzalez with the 16th pick. He said, and quote, "I know there was a screaming match on draft day about Forbes' decision when Gonzalez was there. Washington cut Forbes during his second season, which was this season, while Gonzalez was named 2024 second team All-Pro." Now, my thoughts on this is, I think they may have had discussions about it. Screaming match, I don't know, because this could have been put out a long time ago, considering how many leaks was put out at that toxic time. I'm just like, hey, look, it's at this point, it came out a whole year and a half later. I don't care. I just had to report it. And lastly, oh no, I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys seen this, but apparently, shout out to Josh Taylor on Twitter. He says, "First look at the new era 2025 NFL draft hat for the Washington Commanders. Thoughts? #raised hell." I hate it, and y'all know me. I'm a hat guy. I love my hats. I'm not even on front. Like, just looking at one of the hats that I had, like this right here. This was last year's hat. You see how sleek it is, how cool. They even have like the DC. It was established. I seen last year that they had when Caleb Williams won rookie of the. When he was selected first overall. They had like the state of Illinois. They had like that was a good design. This right here, I ain't fucking with it. This shit look like something, and it looks like something that you can get from the corner store. I don't like it. It looks like something that you can get off the like if you're on the way to the stadium, you can get from the vendors right outside of there selling the shit for like $5. It looks cheap to me. I don't like it. The pin, I don't have a problem with the pin because the pin has a hog on it. I don't have a problem with that. I got a problem with the look. I don't like it. It's not. It looks cheap. I don't know. And if I'm going to be drafted, I don't want to look like I'm wearing something cheap. It's just I don't like it. Tell me what you think in the comment section, because I ain't really fucking with it. Also, I guess you could say it's officially official, because DC Mayor Muriel Bowser tweeted out, "It's official. DC can control its destiny at the RFK campus." Today, the Council of DC unanimously approved the legislations to accept the transfer of jurisdictions of the RFK site to DC, and now we will have an opportunity to put the land back to productive use for the city. Let's go to work. Basically, long story short, this means that we can actually bring the stadium back officially. We can go ahead and try to bring, me personally, I would love for it to be in DC. Like I said in the last video, let's bring all the sports teams back to DC. We already have the Nationals, Capitals, Wizards. I mean, we even have DC United, the DC Defenders. Let's bring it back to DC. Let's actually have a sports town in DC. We need to bring this stadium here. Like, and I'm not even gonna get too deep into it. We should have been. This is a no-brainer for us. The owners want to do it. At this point, I'm looking at it as like they want to give these guys a chance at the table to go ahead and actually pull us off. So, and guys, thank you for watching. That's all for today. Please tell me what you think about the whole entire. Did you think that what you thought about Jayden Daniels winning Rookie of the Year, Moment of the Year? Tell me what you think about DQ getting robbed from the Coaches of the Year. Did you feel like he deserved it? Did you feel like he didn't deserve it? Tell me in the comment section. Also, what's your thoughts on the Hall of Fame inductees this year? Question about like why the hell is only 4 inductees when usually it's about like 7? What you think about the possible first time eligible players? Myles Garrett's on his comments to come over here to tush push. What else? The screaming match. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section. Also, guys, give me a follow on IG under offdabench_HTTC on IG. And guys, as always, left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. Peace. Yo, you made it to the end of Off the Bench. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Man, look, it ain't gonna cost you that much. It ain't gonna cost you anything at all. Just press that like, that share, and subscribe. Help a brother out, man.